was texting her this morning saying, hurry back, pick up that order and bring it right back. Most of you who don't know, Irene's that person that really holds us together in that break room. All the resources you see, they're so well structured and organized. Irene's making it happen on a daily basis. I don't know what we'd do without her now. She's that person that kind of frees me up to go do a lot of other things and find more donations. She's so committed. She understands what you guys' families need, and she makes it happen every day. I have to tell her to go home because she doesn't know how to stop. But just knowing that you're there, I really appreciate you. I want to tell you today, it's hard to bring you in, but that's why you have a lot of work to do this week.
Yeah.
But just thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we do appreciate you.
She gets one of these too, right? Is this the award? Yeah, okay. Okay, and next I would like to invite Molly up.
So I'm super fortunate, as you could all tell from earlier, that I supervise an incredible team of clinicians. And this first acknowledgement, and I did write it down because I'm probably going to get verklempt and I just want to stay on task. It's bittersweet because Karen is going to be leaving our program in a few days, and I apologize, Karen, because I know you don't like to be in the spotlight, but I couldn't let you. I'm so sorry. I know you look super cool. I'm sorry, but I couldn't let you leave without showing my appreciation for your tireless dedication and hard work. Karen is one of the finest clinicians that I have ever had the privilege to supervise. She is incredibly well-rounded, and her mastery of clinical documentation is exceeded only by her gifts as a clinician. And I read a lot, and I mean a lot, of portal notes, and I can honestly say hers are a pleasure to read. And it's not just because she's thorough and precise, but it is, and she most definitely is, I have to say, but she paints such a comprehensive picture of the youths and families that she serves. And I'm in the odd position of giving advice about youths I never meet. But through her, I really feel as though I know them. And she lovingly describes their struggles and their successes, and she demonstrates patience, care, and compassion. And it was clear that this was not lost on the Joint Commission surveyor. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention Karen's contributions to securing our accreditation. She studied every Q&A bulletin, and she worked really hard to prepare herself and her team. They definitely went to her as a resource for that. And we really lucked out when one of her charts was chosen for the trace, and we couldn't have asked for a better representative. It was clear that the surveyor was impressed not only by the thoroughness and accuracy of her documentation, but more importantly by the loving care that Karen provided to the youths and families. By exemplifying a model of a consistent, present, caring, and patient adult, Karen has provided each and every one of her youths with a corrective emotional experience. She's not only made a lasting impression on them, but also on her team and our region. You are very much appreciated, Karen, and you will be missed.
Do you want to grab one of those? All right, are you staying up here for the next one? Is that you? Okay, so Molly's going to stay up here because we've got another one. Valentina.
To acknowledge today.
Yeah.
This next award is also bittersweet because Valentina, too, is going to be leaving us soon. And what can I say about Valentina? In many ways, she's similar to Karen in that she is also a model of dedication and diligence. It's a matter of pride for her to submit her documentation on time and to ensure its accuracy. And like Karen, her keen intelligence is matched by her big heart. But in many other ways, Valentina is like no one I have ever met. Valentina's emotions are always right there on the surface, and her compassion for our youths is genuine and heartfelt. and yet somehow she is simultaneously as tough as nails and can handle anything that comes her way. Her unique combination of attributes is partly what enables her to gain the trust of the youth she serves, make strong connections with them and their families, and foster positive therapeutic alliances. She's an exceptionally gifted clinician and consistently provides the highest quality of care. Valentina embraces challenges and never gives up, and it is her persistence, tenacity, and determination that have enabled her to engage even the most resistant youth and families. She would even track down youths that fell off the grid and get them to engage, and I'm certain that if not for her, they would have fallen through the cracks. She is as fiercely devoted to the youth she serves as she is to her fellow teammates. And it has been my great privilege to supervise you, Valentina. You are truly one of a kind, and you will be missed.
Okay, next, am I right? Billy, are you coming? I believe it's Billy coming on up. Yay.
Come on this side. You don't have to be so far.
Yeah. Here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So I wanted to acknowledge Julia. I'm going to speak a little bit off the cuff, but Julia, as folks may know, we got to work together in the ISIS program, where she was a family partner, and she's now in the Turning Point program. But Julia has remained a part of the new ISIS, which is SAFE, for the last year. So she's been working with a variety of teams. She's been working with a variety of managers. And she kind of has to run all over the place to really get the support that she needs to support her families effectively. She has to do a lot of legwork. Julia is an incredible advocate for her families. She is a joy to be in group with and to get to meet with on a weekly basis because she doesn't give up on her families. In some cases, Julia has been the key person that's been meeting with them when they haven't wanted to engage so much with some of the other team members. And Julia's been in there and really helping us see this family in a different way than we may have otherwise been able to, and that's invaluable. Julia has been getting some praise from her teammates, and it's been one of those situations where somebody gets up to talk about her, and then the next person says, I also wanted to say that, and then there was a third person that also wanted to say that, to talk about her accountability, to talk about her being a reliable person, to really talk about her value on these teams and how much she brings to the work in her role as a family partner. So I also wanted to get on that and say my piece is that I very much appreciate the work that you do, and we would not be such a great unit with you if you weren't present here. Julia is not one of our, as you can tell from her lack of interest of running up to the front, she's not one of those personalities that wants to get up and shout. She has a soft-spoken demeanor, but when she does talk, it's so important. And when she laughs, we all kind of laugh with her. I see some head nods. She just brings a spirit to the team that we're so thankful for, and we just wanted to acknowledge you today.
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Yes. And I think there's one more. Jose, come on up. Ah, that's all right. And it's from Icy. Yay. This is for you, Miss Maisie. Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, I didn't bring anything with me that I want to read off of. And actually, I could speak from just off the top of my head. you know, I've been working here for quite a while, and I really am sincere when I say that Maisie is one of the best hires I've ever had in our agency. She's someone that you know, started out as doing our database entry, and you know, when the position opened up for us to have a support group facilitator, she applied for it, and of course we gave her that position. And one of the first things that she took on was doing our support group in East Palo Alto. And for those of you who, well, you probably don't know the culture of our East Palo Alto group, but it's a very challenging group. It's a group that is very vocal, can sometimes be somewhat hard to please in many ways. And we also started noticing that the numbers for our support group in EPA started dwindling. And then Maisie came in and really changed all that around. And I think a lot of that has to do just with her genuine personality. She is someone that really cares about the work that she does. She treats everyone with the utmost respect, regardless of what position they are in their life. And she's definitely someone that is a great listener and really reaches out to our most challenging caregivers. One particular caregiver that she did great work with. This was a caregiver when I first came into kinship. I remember a lot of our staff were talking to me about, you know, what do we do with this caregiver? Because this caregiver used to come into our support groups like 10 minutes before it would end. And that's because we serve food at our support group. So she would get all this food and then just leave. And the caregivers were wondering, like, what are we going to do about it? Because we tried all these different approaches, and none of the approaches were working. And then Maisie was, you know, basically just took that challenge on, really built this relationship with this caregiver, and now this caregiver is actually, she's not attending the entire group, but she's been showing up early, and she's been actually participating in the group, and actually also has built relationships with the other caregivers in the group as well, which is really the purpose of having these support groups. So really want to acknowledge you, and that's why we want to show our appreciation to Maisie.
Yay, Maisie. And that's it for me.
That's it.
All right.
Thank you, ma'am. But you have to stay up here too. Because what she doesn't know is she's getting one. So, sorry. When you were like, I'll do the stars, I was like, crap, rearrange it. Okay, so I don't have a very big team, but I have an extremely powerful team. And I could not do my job without all of the women, which is great, they're all women, all of the women on my team. And Erica's been here for a year and a half now, which has been crazy because in a year and a half, your world has changed threefold, and you are a star. You just take everything that comes at you and do it with a smile. You have pushed through some really tough challenges. You've pushed through four-fold growth in a school-based program that started with 4 staff and now has 40. And that was all in a year. So I couldn't do my job without you. I think you're tremendous. You have extreme clinical skill. And I don't know if you guys know this, but since February, when Nancy Quiggle left, she's been not only doing all the clinical supervision for the collaborative staff, doing the clinical groups, but she's also been clinically supervising about, I don't know, half if not more of the school-based team, individually and in group, on top of doing her director job, which is crazy. That's just a tremendous amount of hours. And every single person that's ever come to me has said that they've grown as a clinician under your direction and feels really, really glad that you're here. And I personally am glad every day you're here. So, congrats. That's why there was 7. That's you too for Clara. That's Clara's. Shane was gonna wrap us up. Okay, so we're wrapping up right a minute late. I'm sorry, you guys.